Hello guys, this is What About Nintendo. Today I'm here for another E3 predictions video. This video is going to be about my thoughts on whether or not we could see a 3D Zelda tease trailer at E3 2019. Let's get right on into it. First off, I'd like to clarify, just for posterity, that there are no rumors that I know of that I am basing this off of for a 3D Zelda tease. This is just my pure, speculation, looking at some of the facts and the way that I see them and the way I interpret them. So don't take this as inside sources or rumors or leaks or anything. This is just my pure speculation. It has been over 2 years since Breath of the Wild released back on the Nintendo Switch and Wii U at the launch of the Nintendo Switch, and it's been almost 2 years since they finished the DLC for the game. To put this into perspective, Zelda Breath of the Wild took 5 years to create. A lot of this was due to the complexity of the game and the fact that Nintendo at the time had just finished Skyward Sword. They were in the more Wii mindset. They hadn't really made the Wii U. It was still kind of in development, and they hadn't, launched it yet, and they were working on this game with the thought that they've never really worked on an HD project before with an HD system. They didn't really know exactly how everything worked and the best way to do everything, and they were dealing with a hardware that wasn't exactly the most streamlined thing in the world. Plus, they had to create one of the most complex physics engines we've seen in an open world game, and one of the most big, massive, complex worlds we'd ever seen in an open world game, which both were a first for the company. So obviously all these firsts take a lot of time, and that is a great way to eliminate time off of how long I think it would take to make Breath of the Wild 2 or just another 3D Zelda game. If Nintendo reuses the same engine and just adds on to new features and new graphics and things like that, just make new assets or make better versions of the same assets they were using, just add new effects and things like that, then they can take a lot of time off, maybe even up to a year or more of testing that they had to do for that physics engine when they were first making it. Nintendo's also become much more efficient at making HD games and assets, so you maybe even take off another 6 months to a year for that as well. That means, in my mind, we could see the development time of a 3D Zelda game as complex as Breath of the Wild go down from 5 years to maybe 3 to 3.5 years. That means there is a possibility that we could see a Breath of the Wild level 3D Zelda game as early as next holiday. If not then 2021 seems like plenty of time. Another reason I think Nintendo could be getting close to the finish line with another 3D Zelda game is the fact that they are hiring outside studios to help with the work. We know that Monolith Soft, who by the way helped with Skyward Sword and Breath of the Wild, is being hired on to work on a Zelda project, which is almost definitely a 3D Zelda game. From what I understand, Monolith Soft does a lot more of the grunt work rather than actual storyboarding and things like that. So, it is likely that the story and world have been nailed down and that they're in the grind part of development when they need to actually program and create the world that they have envisioned. So in my mind, with the massive team that they likely have on this project, Breath of the Wild had over 300 people. I'm sure this one will have the same, if not more, people working on this to get this out as soon as possible. And with the efficiency that they have gained from working on so many HD games and how much faster they are, I suspect that they'll only need a year or two more of development at most in order to get this game pushed out. So we're closing in on the time frame to when I think Nintendo could launch a Breath of the Wild scale 3D Zelda game. And in my mind, that means we could possibly be seeing a tease for said 3D Zelda game very soon, possibly even at this E3. However, to play devil's advocate, I also think that there are some reasons why Nintendo may not want to show off a 3D Zelda tease at this E3. First off, Nintendo does not want to show off the game too early. Breath of the Wild was shown off far too early and went through 2 delays, which absolutely crippled fans, myself included, and Nintendo does not want that to happen again. This will only get teased this year if it is for sure coming out next holiday. And even then, we're not sure if Nintendo would want to show it off this early. Perhaps they would want to show it off next E3, as they have been having a lot shorter hype cycles for games than normal. However, I would imagine in my mind that a game as big as a 3D Zelda that's as complex as Breath of the Wild could use the few extra months to really show it off in detail before release. However, with the success of Breath of the Wild, maybe they don't need to do that. Maybe people will see, oh, this is another Breath of the Wild that already sold well over 10 million units and people were crazy about that game. So maybe they don't need as big of a hype cycle, and maybe they won't show it off at 2 E3s. Maybe they only want to show it off at 1 E3. There's also the fact that there is a 2D Zelda game coming out this year. Now, while 2D game releases haven't really stopped Nintendo the past from releasing trailers for 3D games that are much bigger than the 2D games, that was back when they were on separate systems, when the 2D games were on the 3DS and they had the 3DS audience there, and then the 3D games were on the Wii U, so they had the Wii U audience there as a separate thing. Now they're all merged, so the audience is kind of on one platform, and it's much easier to overshadow yourself if you're not too careful. So what am I actually predicting though? Do I think there will be a 3D Zelda tease coming, or do I not? Well guys, I am going to predict that it will most likely not be there. I'm pretty 50-50 on this one, guys, but just to be safe, I'm going to say no to this one. While it's definitely possible a 3D Zelda game could be ready for next year, we don't know the state of development, what the goal is for this new game, if they were to use the Breath of the Wild engine, how much they may have to change the Breath of the Wild engine, or features they may want to add to it, or anything like that. There are just too many variables here. Still, I wanted to make this video because I do think that there is a possibility, a large possibility, that this could happen, that a 3D Zelda game could be teased at E3, and I want to share not only my reasoning while it is possible, I wanted to hear what you guys thought on the subject, so let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you think there will be a 3D Zelda tease this year, or do you think maybe they'll wait till next year, and when do you suspect a 3D Zelda game will release? But anyways guys, if you like this video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and ring that bell icon so that you can get updates on all of my videos, and don't miss any of these E3 prediction videos that I'm just going to be pumping out like I already have been. And please share this video with everyone you know who's a fan of E3 and 3D Zelda games. And thank you all for watching. I'll see all you awesome people later on What About Nintendo. Bye!